swap the panels now. So I think based on what we just talked about, that panel is going to be healed, right? Okay.
All right, for the jury, please. Got everybody?
Okay, please be seated. Okay, before we get going with this afternoon's testimony, I just want to kindly remind the jurors that when you are out in the public within the courthouse, to not make contact with anybody. Please refrain from saying hello to anybody, whether or not you recognize them or don't recognize them. It's my understanding that a juror has said hello to one of the lawyers. We don't find that there was anything wrong with that, nor did that lawyer continue that conversation or respond. But please do not do that, okay? Please do not do that. That instruction is very important, and it's for the necessity to maintain even an appearance of impropriety. In addition, there are restrooms within your jury room. So I know that we might have staggered the time frame of when you came in today, 8:30 and then 9 o'clock. If you get here early, you are still welcome to buzz the side door. A member of chamber staff will let you into your jury room. Please try to use the restrooms within your jury room and not out in the public, as that could cause others to run into you in that situation, okay? So I know it's awkward and it's not how we typically conduct our normal day-to-day lives, but it is important that we do that in this trial. Thank you. All right, people's next witness.
People call Thomas Colleen. Would you like to swear to be sworn in?
All right, good afternoon, sir. If you could just stay standing once you get in the box and raise your right hand and look to face me, and I'll get you sworn in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're going to provide this afternoon is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Please be seated, and then tell us your name.
My name is Thomas Keelan,
All right, you're a witness. What's your touch of
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you tell us how old you are, please?
51.
Okay.
Oh, no, 52.
Can you tell us how you're employed?
POCO employs me.
And what does POCO do as a
Traffic
company?
barricading company.
How long have you worked for them?
Over 20 years.
Okay. What are your duties with them?
Signs. I install signs.
Okay. Were you, as an employee of that company, were you given a company truck to take home?
Yes.
And can you describe the truck that you were given to take home?
It's a white truck, Ford truck with POCO logos on it, on the side doors, and DOT numbers on it, and a POCO plate. And,
Okay. Was it a Ford or a Chevy?
Ford.
And do you know what, is it a 250, 150, something else?
I think it's a 250, I'm not sure.
Okay. And how long were you assigned that vehicle prior to September 29th of 2024?
We usually vary vehicles, so I've been driving that for probably a week or two.
Okay, so the vehicles rotate around?
Yes.
And what would you note as far as the vehicle regarding the doors and their locking ability?
The driver's side door wouldn't lock, so I had to keep that unlocked.
And what about the ignition? Did you need a key to start the
Yes,
ignition?
yes.
And when you would drive that car home, would you park it in the driveway in front of your house or someplace else?
And when I'm at home, it's in my driveway. When my daughter's house was in front of the house.
Okay. And can you tell us, I don't need an address, but what area were you living in back on September 29th?
Dearborn Heights.
Okay. And do you recall the evening of September 29th of 2024? With the vehicle, did you park it someplace
Yes.
that night?
Yes.
And where was it parked when you went to bed?
In front of the house.
And what was the last time you recall seeing it that night?
Probably when I went to bed between 10 and 11. I didn't look at the clock, but it was probably about 10 or 11.
Okay. Was there any type of alarm system on the truck itself?
No.
Okay. As far as grades of truck, A being phenomenal and Z being not such a great truck, where would you rate it in that system?
It's middle of the alphabet. It's not that.
Okay.
It wasn't that nice.
And did you wake up on September 30th?
Yes, I woke up at September 30th at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
And did you go out to your truck?
Yes.
And did you find your truck?
No, it was gone.
Did you call the Dearborn Heights Police Department?
Yes.
Did you report it as stolen?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as People's Exhibit number Q. If I could approach, Judge. We're going to avoid the teleprompter. Do you recognize that license plate?
Yes.
POCO 32, is that the plate that was on your vehicle?
Yes.
And that was a company plate?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked as People's Exhibit number 15A. Do you recognize that vehicle on fire?
Yeah, I recognize the vehicle. Yeah.
Your Honor, the people move People's Exhibit 3Q and 15A into evidence.
Any objection here?
I don't have any objection to A. I would ask for more foundation as to B. He said he recognized it. If you could tell us how it is that he
You said
recognized it.
3Q is the POCO plate, right? And then what was the other
Yeah.
one?
His truck on fire.
I understand it, but he didn't give us that
What-
testimony.
What exhibit number is that?
15A.
That's 15A. Okay, let's see if you can establish a little bit more foundation.
Thank you.
Do you recognize that truck?
Yeah.
How do you
Let's sit
recognize?
aside.
Because of the bed and the brackets and the frames and all that. Yeah.
Does a special frame on the back of the truck?
No, they just it's to hold signs up when we lean signs against it, so they build that railing on it, so the signs don't lean over; they stand up.
And you're looking at it, that was your truck.
Yeah.
I move that into evidence.
Now I have no objection, given that foundation.
All right, any objection, Ms. Lawson?
No objection.
All right, so that's 3Q and 15A, both in.
Yes, Judge. I'm just going to ask you a final question. You haven't been to court before to testify in this case, correct?
No.
Okay. I'm going to ask you if you could look at the two individuals, and I'll move the podium out of the way, starting with the defendant over on the far side of the courtroom. Have you ever seen him before?
No.
You don't know him?
No.
Not a friend of yours?
No.
The second defendant, who's closer to me, have you ever seen him before?
No.
Don't know him?
No.
No contact before? I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Okay, cross-examine them.
I have no questions for you,
Okay.
Mr. Colleen.
And on behalf of Hernandez?
Yes, thank you.
Good afternoon. Just very briefly, you do not have cameras at your home, correct?
No, that was my daughter's house. No, there's no camera.
There's no cameras. I have nothing further. Thank you.
Any redirect here?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may step down. You're all set.
Okay.
Can this witness be excused?
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Please excuse.
Thank you.
Yep.
People call Linda Murray. Mrs. Murray, if you could approach this way. I'll ask you to step up, and the judge will swear you in.
I'll just step on the way up, and I'll get you sworn in. If it's possible, if you can stay standing and raise your right hand, I'll get you sworn in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to provide today is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Please be seated, and then tell us your name.
Linda Murray.
Your witness.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm going to ask you to speak up very loudly because it's not just the folks to your right that need to hear you. The folks out in the first couple rows need to hear you, okay? And if you don't speak up loud enough, well, we're going to see some hands from the folks there, meaning they can't hear you, okay?
Okay.
If you don't understand something I ask or if I'm not clear, just ask me to repeat it and I'll repeat whatever question it was, okay? Mrs. Murray, could you tell us how old you are?
73.
And have you been married?
Yes.
And can you tell us the name of your husband?
Hussein Murray.
And how old was he at the time of his passing?
73.
Okay. How long had you been married?
54 years.
And did you have any children from that marriage?
Yes.
How many children?
3.
And do you have any grandchildren from your kids?
Yes.
How many grandkids?
11.
I'm going to direct your attention back to about a year ago. Was your husband still working at that time?
Yes.
And can you tell us how he was working?
He was a jeweler and he worked at his store every day.
Okay. And can you tell us the name of his store?
One was Gold and Glitter, which is a jewelry store, and then on the other side was Hamtramck Pawnbrokers
Okay. Where were they located, those stores?
in Hamtramck.
Okay. And he would go there on a regular basis?
Yes.
Did he have a regular schedule that you were aware of when he'd go and when he'd typically come home?
Yes.
Would he vary that schedule very much, or is he someone who is pretty consistent with his schedule?
Very consistent.
Okay. And during the week, Monday through Friday, what times would he approximately leave your residence and then go to those stores?
About 12 noon.
Okay. And what time would he typically return home?
7.
Did he work on the weekend?
Only Saturday.
Okay. What type of car did he drive at the time?
An Audi,
And was it a brand new one or an older one?
older one.
And he had had that vehicle for some time?
Yes.
How long do you think it was, best guess, that he had had that car?
5, 6 years.
Okay. And did you have your own car?
Yes.
What kind of car did you have?
Infinity.
Okay. When your husband would go to these stores, were you aware of whether or not he'd ever carry a firearm for protection?
Yes.
And what type of gun was that?
A Glock.
Okay. And was your husband right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay. And would he wear that holster on the right side?
Yes.
Now, when your husband would go back and forth between the stores, where were you living at that point in time?
And Rochester Hills.
And can you tell us the address?
3730 Newcastle.
Okay. Was that located in the city of Rochester Hills in Oakland County, Michigan?
Yes.
And how long have you lived there at that residence?
26 years.
Because of the nature of his business, dealing with pawn and dealing with jewelry, did you have any type of safe at your residence?
No.
Nothing in, no wall safe, no portable safe, no safe at all?
No.
Would your husband keep cash otherwise outside of a safe in a mattress or something like that at your house?
No.
Would you keep any type of valuable jewelry at your house?
No.
Did you have any jewelry that was costume jewelry?
Yes.
And where did you keep that?
In the jewelry box in my room, my bedroom.
Okay. Did you have any jewelry that was better than costume jewelry?
No.
Okay. When we get to October 10th of 2024, do you recall the events of that day and that evening?
Yes.
Okay. Were you at home that evening?
Yes.
Okay. Approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Can you tell us if anything unusual happened?
A gentleman, Hernandez, came to the front door and said that he was from DTE and needed to check for a gas leak.
Okay. Now, you identified him by name as Defendant Hernandez just now on the record. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, you did testify earlier at the preliminary examination back in district court December of last year?
Yes,
Okay, and you identified one of the defendants as Defendant Hernandez back then?
yes.
Okay. Was Defendant Hernandez alone when he came to that door?
No,
Okay. Now, who was the other person that was at that door with him?
Zuazo was not at the door. He was standing on the walk.
Okay. There was a second person with him?
Yes,
Okay. Was that person, what description of nationality, ethnic background would you say that person was?
average size, average height, black.
Okay. Where was it when you were first attention drawn to somebody being at the front door?
My Ring camera gave me notifications through my phone.
Okay. And where were you physically at in your house when you got that notification?
Upstairs by the master bedroom.
When you say you had ring cameras around the outside of the house?
Yes,
And those ring cameras were set up to notify you if somebody came to the door?
yes,
And was it a ring camera system where you could actually view on your camera what was going on those cameras?
yes,
And you could actually see on your camera what was going on at the front door?
yes.
Now, after you see that, do you leave your master bedroom or do you stay there?
No, I stay in the hallway by the door.
Okay, and when we talk about the hallway, are we talking about where the banister is?
Yes.
And what do you see happen as you're standing at the banister?
My husband opens the front door and asks Hernandez, could he help him?
Okay, did you know where your husband was before he walked to the front door?
In the family room.
Okay, so what do you see happen when your husband opens the front door?
I see Hernandez standing there with a clipboard, asking my husband to sign it for permission to enter the house.
Okay, were you able to hear the discussion that Defendant Hernandez was having with your husband?
Only that he asked him to come in and check for the heat exchanger on the furnace.
Was there anything said about who they were at the door?
Just DTE workers.
Okay. Could you see any way that they were, let me just say, that Defendant Hernandez was dressed?
He was had a yellow vest on and a hat and mask.
Okay. And how would you describe his size?
Very large.
What did your husband say to them when when Hernandez asked about coming inside?
What he asked, well, why? And Hernandez says he needed to check for a gas leak.
Okay. Did you get involved in the conversation?
Yes.
And how did you get involved with the conversation?
I asked Hernandez, I said, isn't it a little late for you to be coming to the door?
Okay. Was there any response to that?
No, he just said, I'm sorry, I have to check for the gas leak.
Did you say anything else in that direction to your husband while they were at the door?
Yes, I asked him if he had his gun.
Okay. And how loudly did you say that?
Loud enough for everybody to hear.
Okay. Was the door open at the point in time you said that?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you see that second person doing when that conversation was going on? The second individual there?
At that time, my attention was on Hernandez. I believe Zuazo was still on the walk. He wasn't up on the porch.
Okay. Were you able to see the second person from the Ring camera?
Yes.
Okay. What ended up happening when they were at the door after that conversation?
They said that they were sorry to bother us and they'll come back tomorrow.
Okay. Now, I want to be very specific because we have two different people on trial here. So the word they doesn't help specify. So when you say they, is there one person who says that?
Yes, Hernandez.
Okay. And what happens after Hernandez says they'll come back tomorrow?
They leave.
Okay. Did you have any discussion after your husband closes the door about what just happened?
I just asked my husband, I says, I don't smell gas, do you? He said no.
Okay. Did you call the police?
No.
Did you call DTE?
No.
The next day, we're on to October 11th of 2024. Do you recall what you were doing that morning?
Preparing breakfast and lunch for the workers.
Okay. Did you go any place before you started to prepare breakfast that morning?
Yes, I had a doctor's appointment.
Okay. And did you go to that doctor's appointment with your husband or alone?
Alone.
And was your husband at the house when you got back?
Yes.
And did you drive your Infiniti to go to your doctor's appointment?
Yes.
Okay. When you get back into the house, where's your husband?
In the kitchen.
Okay. What is he doing in the kitchen?
He was fixing lunch to take to work.
And was that something he would commonly do, or is this a special occasion?
No, always.
Okay. And when you say people at work, approximately how many people would be working at his stores on a daily basis?
About 5.
Okay. So when you come back in, is he still cooking or has he finished cooking?
No, he's finished.
And this is approximately 10 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay. As time goes by, is there a knock at the front door?
Yes.
What happens when there's a knock on the front door?
I hear through the ring camera that someone was saying DTE.
Okay. So do you go to the front door? Does your husband go to the front door? Does nobody go to the front door?
My husband goes to the front door.
Okay. And where are you at when he goes to the front door?
In that hallway by the front door.
Okay. You're able to see what happens at the front door from where you're at?
Yes.
Can you tell us what you see happen when you see your husband go to the front door?
He opens the door and Hernandez again asks him to sign the clipboard to give him permission to come into the house.
Okay, let me stop you there. When you say Hernandez, do you recognize Hernandez as the same person who was there the night before?
Yes.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you please point to and identify an article of clothing that he's wearing?
He's sitting to my left wearing a polo shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect this witness has identified Defendant Hernandez.
The record reflects the witness has identified the defendant.
Was Defendant Hernandez there alone, or was there somebody else there?
No, Zuazo was with him.
Okay. Do they come into the house, or do they stay outside?
No, they come in.
Okay. And how close do you get to who you just said by name, Zuazo? How close did you get to him?
5 feet maybe.
Okay. And how is he dressed?
Just regular, ordinary work clothes
Okay.
with a vest.
Throughout this process, were you able to get a good enough look of the second person there to identify him?
Yes.
Okay. Did you identify him also at district court?
Yes.
I'm going to move the podium for 10 seconds. If you look around the courtroom, do you see I'm not sure if that helped. Do you see the second person in the courtroom?
Yes.
Could you please point to and identify an article of clothing that he's
He's
wearing?
sitting to the end of the table with a blue shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect this witness has identified Defendant Zuazo.
The record reflects the witness has identified the defendant.
So what happens once they both come into the house?
They start walking toward the basement.
Okay, now, do you have any gas-related products in the basement?
Yes.
What do you have, as best you remember, that's in the basement that's a gas-related product?
2 furnaces and 2 water heaters.
Okay. When they're headed towards the basement, do they immediately go down to the basement?
No.
What happens
I
before?
would like to get clarification on they, who all we're speaking about in that multiple.
You can rephrase.
Does Defendant Hernandez and Defendant Zuazo immediately go down to the basement?
No.
Okay. What happens before Defendant Hernandez? I don't want to assume he goes down, but what happens before that?
Zuazo goes into the laundry room, and I assumed he was going to look for gas leak, but he looked at the wall where I have artwork instead. And Hernandez.
Were you with him when he went into the laundry room?
In that little hallway, yeah.
Okay.
I
And
was.
do you have a gas dryer in that room?
Yes.
Okay. And do you see what Hernandez was doing?
He was standing by the garage door and the basement door. There's a hallway that he was standing between.
Okay. And does anything happen before they head down, the 2 defendants head downstairs?
Hernandez tells me that he forgot his meter and he had to go to the truck to get it.
And were you able to tell from your observations whether or not he left the house?
No, I don't know if he left the house because the door would have a chime to it when you open it.
Did you hear the charm?
No,
How long would you say that Hernandez was out of your sight after he had made that comment?
a minute maybe?
Okay. Does Defendant Hernandez return?
Yes.
What happens after he returns?
My husband starts to go down the basement steps.
Okay. When your husband goes down the basement steps, does anyone follow him down?
Yes, Hernandez does.
Okay. And who?
No, I'm sorry. Zuazo does.
Okay. I just want to be clear. Which of the two defendants goes down behind your husband?
Zuazo.
Okay. And does Defendant Hernandez go down the steps also?
Yes.
And does one of the two defendants or your husband close the door to the basement?
I didn't notice who closed the door.
Okay. Does the door get closed to the basement?
Yes.
Where do you go after they head down into the basement?
I finish up making breakfast.
Okay. And how long do you think that takes?
Oh, I was almost done, so 2 minutes.
Okay. And after you finish breakfast, making the breakfast, how long would you say that the defendants were downstairs?
10, 15 minutes.
Okay. People have different tones to their voice. Would you categorize your husband as a soft talker or a loud talker?
Loud talker.
Okay. When your husband was down in the basement with the defendants, did you hear him at all?
No.
Did you hear any commotion at all?
No.
Did you hear any cries out at all?
No.
Also, folks have different abilities physically as we age. How would you characterize your husband's physical abilities at his age?
Very active and strong.
He was a strong man,
Yes.
and he was still a strong man at his age.
Yes.
What's the first thing that you remember after that 10 to 15 minutes passes while the two defendants are in the basement?
I was sitting at my kitchen table, and Hernandez comes up from the basement, and I stepped towards him to see if he needed something.
And what happens then?
Then he asks me, he says, "Where's the jewelry and where's the money? And where's the safe?" I'm sorry. And I said, "I have no safe." And he says, "Where's the jewelry?" And I said, "In the bank, in the safety deposit box." And then he says, "Where's the money?" And I said, "Just what's in my purse and what's in my husband's pocket."
And how much money did you have, especially remember, in your purse that day?
About $300.
And how much would your husband typically carry on him in cash?
About $5,000.
And can you tell us, after you responded that way, what happens?
Zuazo comes upstairs also. And
So he comes up behind Defendant Hernandez.
Yes, yes.
And how long would you say the delay between Defendant Hernandez coming up and Defendant Zuazo is between that?
Seconds.
Okay. Were you still talking to Defendant Hernandez about your money and your cash and your husband's cash at the time Zuazo appeared, or was that part of the conversation over?
That was over, and I asked him, "Where's my husband?" several times.
Okay. Are you asking Defendant Hernandez where your husband is?
I was asking both of them.
Okay. And what happens when you're asking about your husband?
Zuazo tells me that he's sleeping, and I notice blood on his vest, and I start screaming.
Okay. And what happens as, let me ask you this, does Defendant Hernandez say anything in response after Defendant Zuazo says he's sleeping?
Not that I recall.
Okay. What's your response after you see the blood?
I was screaming, and Hernandez hits me in the face to cover my mouth.
Okay. And when you say he hits you in your face, there's a front, there's a right, and there's a left side of your face. Which side, if you can remember, he struck you?
The left,
Was it a hard or soft strike?
hard.
Did you receive injuries from that strike?
Yes,
Did you later, after the events are over, end up going to get medical attention for the strike?
Yes,
Did you end up losing your front tooth at some point from related to the strike?
yes,
How long was it after the strike that you ended up losing your tooth?
about a month, 3 weeks a month.
Okay. After you're struck, what happens next?
He asks me if I will stop screaming when he removes his hand from my mouth and sits me at the kitchen chair.
Okay. And what, if anything, is he saying to you at that point?
Again, he's asking me, where is the safe? Where is the jewelry? Where is the money? And I would reply the same answer.
At that point in time, where is Defendant Zuazo?
He went up the back stairs up to the master bedroom.
Okay, and you saw him go up the back stairs?
Yes,
Okay. From your recollections of that day, did Defendant Hernandez ever go upstairs?
no.
What's going on as Defendant Zuazo is upstairs? What's going on with you and Defendant Hernandez?
Hernandez is binding my hands and my ankles together.
Okay,
with duct tape.
and is that against your will?
Yes,
Okay. Did you notice if any of your items were taken that day?
yes.
What was taken from you?
When Zuazo came downstairs, I saw that he was carrying a drawer from my jewelry box.
Okay, and that was without your consent?
Yes,
Was there anything taken from your purse that was without your consent?
yes,
What was taken from your purse?
$300.
Okay. Were there any other items that you were missing after that day?
Well, my phone, Hernandez took my phone and put it in his pocket and took my iPhone watch and threw it across the table.
Okay. And obviously there was police involvement. Did you ever recover your husband's Glock? Was that ever recovered?
No,
While Hernandez is in the kitchen, do you see what else he's doing while he's there?
he nonchalantly goes to one of the kitchen drawers, opens it, looks at it, and shuts it.
Okay. Do you see Defendant Zuazo return?
Yes,
Okay. And after he returns, does he come down the front stairs or those back stairs again?
the back stairs.
How long were they in the house after Defendant Zuazo returns from the upstairs?
A couple minutes because Hernandez wanted to put me in the closet, but because I was bound, I couldn't move, so he sat me back in the chair.
And what do you mean by he tried to put you in a closet?
They wanted me to, Hernandez and Zuazo wanted to put me in the closet and shut the door, I imagine.
Okay, and when you say they, I think you then specified, but what were each of those individuals doing at that point? Tell us specifically what was Hernandez doing to try to put you in a closet?
He grabbed me by the shoulder and the arm, but then I was really wobbly and he sat me down in the chair.
Okay. Can you tell me what Defendant Zuazo was doing?
He looked a little nervous and was like moving from foot to foot and told Hernandez, "Let's go, bro."
Okay.
I didn't hear that quote from the co-defendant.
Ms. Murray, can you repeat, please?
Zuazo asked Hernandez, "Let's go, bro."
Okay, I'm going to show you what's been. And did they exit the house?
Yes,
How did they exit the house?
through the garage door.
Can I have just 1 second? Did they go out the garage door, did you say?
Yes,
How long were they in the garage?
2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. And did you still have your Infinity keys?
No, Hernandez took my keys.
What do you hear coming from the garage?
I hear the door slam down, the garage door. I hear that slam.
And was any type of remote control clicker for the garage connected to your keys?
No,
Okay. how was it that you were able to free yourself from being duct taped?
Around my ankles, there was a small tab of tape that was loose, and I worked it around until it came off.
Okay. And were you able to make a phone call to the authorities since your phone, the cell phone was gone?
Yes,
And how were you able to do that?
the house phone.
Okay. And did you call 911?
Yes,
And how long would you say it was after 911 that the deputies arrived?
5 minutes, it was quick.
In that 5 minutes before the deputies arrived, did you hear anything or any sounds or noises coming from the basement?
No,
Did you go down into the basement?
no,
Okay. And to this date, you haven't seen any photos of the basement, is that correct?
correct.
Okay. I'm not going to show you any photos today either, but I just want to ask you just a couple things. Did your husband wear any type of rings or jewelry?
Yes,
And what kind of ring or jewelry would he wear?
he had a diamond jewelry, a ring on his finger, and a diamond watch.
Okay. And when you say a ring on his finger, what hand was that finger attached to, right or left?
I think it was the right.
Okay. And you indicated that he had a nice watch. Was that a Rolex watch?
Yes,
Okay. Did your husband wear glasses?
no,
No glasses.
only for reading.
For reading?
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you what's been marked as photograph 1EE. It should appear up there. Does photograph 1EE accurately depict the injury that you sustained to your face?
Yes,
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 1FF. Does 1FF show a side view of the injury that you sustained to your face?
yes,
I'll show you what's been marked as 1GG. Does that photograph accurately depict the injury that you sustained to your wrist?
yes,
And I'll show you what's been marked as 1HH. Does that accurately depict the injury that you sustained to your shoulder?
yes,
Your Honor, the people would move those exhibits 1EE, 1FF, and 1GG, and 1HH into evidence.
Any objection?
I have no objection.
No. Right there.
Once the sheriff office got involved, they went through the house that day?
yes,
Okay, and I'm going to show you some photographs. I'm going to show you what's been marked as 1D. Okay, do you recognize that as the top of your stairs?
yes,
Okay, you see the closet that's depicted in that photograph as open?
yes,
Would you have left that closet open when you were in the house?
no,
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 1F, leading into your master. Do you recognize that as your master?
yes,
Do you recognize that chest of drawers?
yes,
Was it left that way when you were last upstairs?
no,
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 1H. It's a different view. Can you tell us what you see in 1H?
drawers scattered on the floor
Okay.
and items on the floor.
Okay. I'll show you what's been marked as 1I. Can you tell us what you see in that picture?
Drawers on the floor.
And 1K?
The armoire open.
Okay. And the drawers should be inside, but they're not inside. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did you have any type of jewelry box upstairs?
Yes,
And where was that jewelry box kept?
in my closet.
Did you notice when you finally went through the house, was that jewelry box where it should have been?
No,
And can you tell us, do you recall where you found it?
it was laying on the floor of the master bedroom.
And were any of the drawers missing from there?
Yes, one.
And what was kept in that jewelry box?
Costume jewelry.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 3BB, as in boy. Do me a favor and look this way. Okay. Do you see 3BB?
Yes,
Okay. Do you recognize that?
yes.
And how do you recognize that?
Those are my costume jewelry in my glass case.
Okay. And the sheriff's department later recovered these items and showed them to you?
Yes,
Did you identify those items as what was in the house before the defendants came in that day?
yes,
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 3CC. Do you recognize that as the contents of your costume jewelry?
yes.
I'm going to direct your attention to what's in the middle of that. It looks like some sort of award. Do you recognize that award?
Yes,
And can you tell us how you recognize that?
that was my grandfather's sports award that he got when he was young.
Okay. And that had been passed down through your family.
Yes,
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 3EE. You recognize that costume jewelry as some more of the costume jewelry?
yes,
All these items were taken without your consent?
yes,
As this case has progressed, did you turn over the Ring camera video to the sheriff's department?
yes,
And you had a chance to review the Ring camera videos both from the 10th and from the 11th of October?
yes,
Did they accurately reflect what occurred and what you remember happening on those Ring camera videos?
yes,
And you also testified to that at preliminary examination?
yes,
Your Honor, the people would move the Ring camera videos that have been designated 5C, 5D, and 5E and request to publish those.
All right, before we get to that, did you admit 3BB, 3C, the witness just testified to? I don't see that as being admitted previously in this matter.
I didn't because the guy from Cato County is coming tomorrow, but I'll move those in today.
Okay, I mean, it's not, do it as you see fit, I just wanna make sure we're not missing something. All right, so the Ring cameras are which numbers?
They got renumbered, 5C, 5D, and 5E. They were all on just 5, but because of things, it got renumbered.
Okay, and then, the parties have seen the Ring camera, is there any
That is
objection
correct.
to admission to it?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, it's in.
And that's
Could we-
5C, 5D, 5E, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Permission to publish?
You may publish.
Thanks for stopping by. If you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Or DTE. We're trying for gas leaks.
Went in the restaurant, so when she thought it was her.
Just a minute. At the front door. I don't know.
It's DTE.
DTE. It's kind of a late for you guys to be coming around.
I know we've been working in the neighborhood.
It's DTE. I don't know. This is flying.
Well, we just got a question. Have you guys had, are you Mr. Hussein murdered?
Yeah.
What about the gas leak?
Where that?
We gotta check their back, behind the house, for the meter. Thank you. On the seat.
there. Hello? Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, I'm coming on.
Is this the quick enough?
Yes.
And just for the record, I just saw 5C, so just, yeah, indicate it for the record, then just call up.
And I didn't want to bother you guys for late, but we had to check the outside. We go home. And I didn't want to bother you guys for late, but we had to check the outside.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. You understand.
Listen, I said, how you doing today, sir? I'm all right. So, you want to read?
What am I signing for?
Just to give us consent to check the inside of the home. So what we have to do is we have to check for like cracks in the heat.
And this next one is Exhibit 5D.
Did you go for that?
For the record, yes. And there's also 5E, which is the garage video, which I didn't mention.
Any objection to 5E?
No, I've seen 5E, so I, no objection.
Okay, same, all right, it's in.
Come on, man. Let's keep it.
Let me ask you just a few questions. When we were watching the video, the October 10th video, it looks like Mr. Hernandez is wearing like a N95 mask. Do you recall him wearing a mask?
Yes,
And was Defendant Zuazo also wearing some face covering at that time?
yes,
Okay. On the October 11th time that they were at your house, was Defendant Hernandez also wearing face covering?
yes,
And was Defendant Zuazo wearing a face covering?
part of the time.
Okay, when you say part of the time, was there a point where that face covering gets moved?
I think when he came up the stairs from the basement, he wasn't wearing a mask.
Okay, so when he came up from the basement, Defendant Zuazo's mask was not on.
Correct.
I don't have any other questions, Judge.
All right, cross-exam Zuazo.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Murray.
Afternoon.
I know that you and I met back on the day of the preliminary examination, which was December 17th of last year. I'm just going to tell you the same thing that I said that day. My name is Michael McCarthy. I represent Joshua Zuazo. I have some questions to ask you here today regarding your testimony. And if I don't make one of my questions clear to you, please tell me that, then I'll rephrase it, okay?
Okay.
I just want you to answer the questions, you know, that you understand the questions before you answer them.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Now, the event of what occurred on that day, the 11th of October, certainly nothing like that ever happened before in your lifetime, correct?
Correct.
Very traumatic, without question, correct?
Correct.
And now, almost a year has passed, and it's given you quite a bit of time to think about what occurred, correct?
Correct.
And whether you wanted to be thinking about it or not, you have this constantly on your mind, correct?
Correct.
And coming here to court again is something which, if you were able to have it fade from your memory, brought it all back to the foreground a second time, correct?
Correct.
And you're here now giving your testimony, and certainly this has been something you've been preparing for and weighing, and it's been weighing heavily on you as this day, the first day of October, approached, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in order to be able to testify, you had to sit down and speak with the attorneys representing the prosecutor's office, correct?
Correct.
You had interviews with Mr. Petrofessa and perhaps with Mr. Magaro, correct?
Correct.
And you've also spoken with a number of law enforcement officers ever since the first day that this occurred, correct?
Correct.
They came to your house. Deputy Copeland was the first man through the door at your house. You remember that, right?
Correct.
And then that was a pretty upsetting thing when you were talking with him about, you didn't even know what had happened at that point, right?
Correct.
I mean, you knew that you got tied up. There was something that happened with your property, but you didn't know where your husband was.
Correct.
And as the day wore on, things just got worse.
Correct.
And then after you were asked to step outside of the house, another deputy came along, Deputy Hagelin, and he took you to his police car, so at least you could be sitting down away from the house instead of sitting on your front porch as you were when you first encountered him, right?
Yes.
And because when you were sitting on the porch, one of the things you observed, you were sitting right there, was all the other deputies that came to your home to see what happened, right?
Yes.
And they were heavily armed, correct?
Yes.
And obviously, everybody was taking what happened at your house very seriously, correct?
Yes.
All right. And so then you didn't go back into your house. Instead, you ended up going to the hospital, correct?
Yes.
And you had those pictures taken at some point during the day before you got to the hospital or before you got into a hospital bed. Is that right?
I'm not sure if it was the same day or the next day, but
Okay. But those pictures were taken so that there would be a record of
Yes.
the injury you sustained, correct?
yes.
And you spent the night, at least, of the 11th and the 12th of October in the hospital, right?
No.
No? How did that go?
I was released, and after they did CAT scan, I was released to go home.
During the time you were in the hospital, you met with another detective, isn't that true?
Yes,
Detective Weitzman, I think his name is, or Wigeman, rather?
I assume.
Okay, but another detective
Yes.
came to see you while you were in the emergency room. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. And then that same detective met with you some more times over the course of the next couple of days, correct?
Correct.
And those meetings were conducted at your son's home, isn't that right?
I repeat that?
I said those meetings were conducted at your son's home, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so there was a lot of discussion about this incident at your house in those first few days. You would agree with that, right?
Yes.
And somewhere along the line, you learned what the name of the first person that came to your door was, or had come to your door, rather, was Mr. Hernandez. You remember that?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury how it is you came to know what his name was?
Police officer told me.
Okay. And then at some point, you came to know the name of Mr. Zuazo. Was that right?
Yes.
And how was it that you came to know his name?
Through the police officer.
Okay. Now, did you learn those names on the same day, or did you learn those at different times? In other words, did you learn about Mr. Hernandez's name and Mr. Zuazo's name at the same time, or were those two separate occasions?
At the same time.
At the same time. Do you remember when that was?
A day or two after.
Okay, so somewhere, this occurred on a Friday, so somewhere over that weekend or the beginning of the following week. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because while you were interacting with the detectives that were working on this case, you were giving information to them. They had questions for you, correct?
Correct.
But they were providing information to you. Isn't that correct?
I'm not exactly sure what you mean.
Well, they told you the names of the
Yes.
two people who were the suspects they were investigating. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And you weren't able to provide them with those names, correct?
Correct.
You didn't know the names of either of the men that came to your home, but at some point, the detectives told you those names, correct?
Yes.
And at some point, did you become aware of the fact that Mr. Hernandez was in custody.
Yes,
Okay. And that was because a detective told you that, right?
yes,
Okay. Now, there was some news coverage of this story. You remember that, correct? Did you pay any attention to that?
yes,
I mean, no one can blame you for doing that. I mean, this is something that affects you in the most severe way. So it would only be natural for you to be curious about seeing what the coverage was, right?
yes,
Okay. And when that coverage was being provided, if it was on TV or in some newspaper, there were photographs, right?
yes,
And photographs of Mr. Hernandez, right?
yes,
And a photograph of Mr. Zuazo, isn't that right?
yes,
And you've been very clear in your direct testimony in identifying Mr. Zuazo, correct?
yes,
And, but you also, when you met with the detectives, you told them that this man, the second man in the house, was wearing a mask. Is that right?
when he entered, yeah.
Yes. But when did you tell the detectives that, if you did, that when the second man came upstairs, he was not wearing a mask?
In the ambulance,
In the ambulance. And when you were in the ambulance, who rode with you? Was that Detective Hagelin?
I don't remember an officer riding with me, I remember the
Oh.
paramedic.
You told it to a paramedic.
No, I told it to the officer.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. I just want to get clarification. The first time you told anybody that the second person didn't have a mask on when he came upstairs into your kitchen was when you were in the ambulance?
Yes,
And that you're just sitting there in the ambulance, you hadn't moved yet, and the detective was there with you, is that it?
yes,
Okay, and you don't know that man's name that you
at
talked
the
to?
time, no.
No, and have you seen him since?
Yes,
Okay, and do you know his name now?
no,
Okay, fair enough. But somewhere along the line, you were shown a photograph of Mr. Zuazo, is that correct?
days later, yes.
Okay. Now, when you were shown that photograph, were you shown one photograph or were you shown a whole bunch of photographs?
I don't recall.
Okay. Did the detective or whoever it was you were interacting with at that time, did he or she say, I'm going to show you some pictures or a picture and maybe you'll recognize this person, maybe you won't?
Yes,
Okay. And so you don't remember if you saw one picture or more than one picture, is that right?
I think it was more than one, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. And you made an identification?
Yes,
Okay. And then in your mind, that identification is the thing that you said, correct?
yes,
And that is the thing that you've said consistently since the first time that you went to court and you gave testimony on the 17th of December, correct?
correct,
And then you said the same thing today, correct?
correct,
And you identified not only Mr. Zuazo, but also Mr. Hernandez, correct?
yes,
So in your statement to the police, and I think this is to Detective Wiggerman, who met with you a couple of times at the hospital and also at your son's house, you were being asked about the big man, and you were unable to provide a specific height range for him back on maybe October 12th or 13th, somewhere in there, in the days following the incident at your home. Do you remember that?
I was unable.
That's, well, I mean, that if the detective wrote that in his report, that you said that the Hispanic might have been 6 foot tall, that your husband was 6'2", and he was about as tall, and
I
then,
was talking about Mr. Zuazo at the time.
okay, so you're saying that the person you were describing in the report was written down as the Hispanic man, but you're saying that you were talking about Mr. Zuazo?
Yes,
Okay, so you couldn't, and you said your husband was 6'2", and he might have been 6 foot?
yes.
Okay. May I approach? I just want to show. Yes.
And this is from.
This is from the report that was written by Detective Wigerman, and it's got contradictory information, and I just want to know if she can look at that, if this would refresh her memory about what she told him.
Come on up, approach the bench.
Sure. Sorry for that interruption. Let me just get this clear. You did not describe the man, the Hispanic man, to be 6 foot tall.
Correct. I did.
Okay. And if somebody wrote that down in their report that you said so, that person is wrong about
Yes.
what you told them.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, that's fair enough. Thank you. Do you remember telling the same detective that the second man, who now you are identifying as Mr. Zuazo, had his face mostly covered?
Yes.
Okay, so which was it? Did the man have his face mostly covered, or was it uncovered at some point?
I'm gonna object. She's already clarified. There's 2 different points in time. This is not a one-time question.
Well, let me just make that very clear. I'm not trying to imply otherwise. You've said that there was a point where Mr. Zuazo had the mask off, correct?
Yes.
Did you tell that to Detective Wegman, if you remember? And I know you might not, and that's fair. I get that. I'm just trying to make, I want to understand what your position is opposed to what it is he wrote down in this report I'm reading.
Okay, the mask wasn't completely off.
Okay, and so when he wrote down had his face mostly covered, that would be inaccurate based on what you were reporting to him.
Yes.
Judge,
Okay.
I object again to the form.
You can ask questions on redirect, all right? It just, if we could be more specific about to whom she's talking to, because I don't know if she.
And I'll do that.
Insert that, but just making sure we know, she knows who you're talking about.
It's Detective Wigman, who you might not recognize or remember exactly. I know you saw a lot of police officers, or detectives. But this is during one of those interviews that you had either in the hospital or at your son's home. It wasn't at your home. I don't know if that helps to refresh your memory.
It was in the ambulance.
Okay. Then was this individual didn't write anything down about him having a mask off at a particular time. And so if you told that to him, he didn't write it down. Is that correct? I mean, you can't explain what he did, but what I'm saying is if it isn't in there, it isn't because you didn't tell him. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. And it is your testimony today that he did not have, Mr. Zuazo did not have the mask on when he came up the steps. Is that right?
What?
Where was the mask? Do you know?
I don't.
Okay, was it
remember.
like
I don't
hanging?
recall.
Pardon?
I don't recall.
Okay.
Exactly.
And I understand. It's a very traumatic and upsetting thing that's going on, and you're very much involved in that. You didn't see anything hanging out of a pocket or anything like that.
No.
And it wasn't laying on the floor,
No.
correct? And it isn't something that, to your knowledge, ever was found in your home, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me just one second. Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Murray. I appreciate your testimony.
Cross-exam for Hernandez. Yes, thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Murray. Same goes for my questioning. If you don't understand something, just let me know and I'll try to ask it a different way, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Now, I know Mr. McCarthy kind of just touched on this. When you were giving your testimony, when Mr. Petrofessa was asking you questions, you identified the two people sitting at this table as Mr. Hernandez and Mr. Zuazo. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, you did not know these individuals prior to October 10th or October 11th, correct?
Correct.
And as you testified, you were provided the names after being shown pictures by the officers that came to your house or came to your son's house to discuss with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, on October 10th, you described that the individuals came at night and we saw a ring video of that time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you testified that you were upstairs during that whole interaction the night before on October 10th, correct?
Yes.
All right. So we can kind of tell from the sound, and I think you touched on this, when someone comes to your door and rings the doorbell, do you get a notification on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. Are you then able to communicate by talking into your phone to the person that's standing at your front door?
Yes.
Is that what you were doing that evening, or were you just yelling from upstairs? If you know.
Yelling from upstairs.
Okay. You would agree with me, obviously, you described a much longer conversation and event that we saw on the Ring camera. So does the Ring camera only videotape for a certain portion of time and then stops?
Seems like it, yes.
Okay. Now, you testified previously that at some point, due to the lateness in the evening, you yelled to your son, "Do you have your gun?" correct?
To my husband.
To your
yes.
husband, I apologize. And you testified that you said that loud enough because you wanted the people standing at the door to hear that, correct?
Correct.
And your testimony was that shortly after you made that statement, the two individuals decided to leave, correct?
Correct.
They did not force their way in that evening, correct?
Correct.
Now, you didn't receive any Ring notifications throughout that night indicating that anyone else was around your home, correct?
Correct.
Now, let's fast forward to the next morning. As we saw, the doorbell was rung again, and that's when you got that notification on your phone, correct?
Correct.
Now, it seems from the Ring video that you may have come to the door first, and then your husband came. Is that accurate, or did your husband go to the door first? We're talking about the morning.
Yeah. That part is a little unclear, but I think I was at the door also.
Okay. And again, your testimony is that Mr. Hernandez asked to come in the home, correct?
Correct.
There was no force to get into the home. There was simply a question, and then he was let in, correct?
Correct.
Now, you made mention about the security system that you have, and if a door is opened or closed, you kind of hear a chime. Is that correct?
Yes.
But if the door is left open, someone could go in and out multiple times without hearing that chime, correct?
Correct.
Now, we can kind of tell from the Ring doorbells that were played that the two individuals arrived at 11:22 and that the garage was shut at 11:41. So that's a total of 19 minutes. I know you described some time frames, like 10 to 15 minutes in the basement, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Does the 19 minutes that I am using based on the Ring camera sound accurate?
Yes.
Never at any point during interactions with either of the two individuals did you see any weapons, correct?
Correct.
Now, you described that there was some conversation about checking the furnace downstairs, correct?
Correct.
And that it was Mr. Zuazo and your husband that kind of started to go towards the basement?
Yes, correct.
And it was at that point that you testified Mr. Hernandez said that he had to go back outside and retrieve something from the truck.
Correct.
Now, you testified that you did not know whether or not he actually went outside because you didn't hear the chime, correct?
Correct.
But as we established previously, if the door had been left open, you would not have heard that chime. Fair to say?
Yes.
All right. Your testimony was that once Mr. Hernandez was back in the house, your husband and Zuazo go downstairs, and then I believe you paused a little bit, and then you also said then Hernandez went downstairs. So prior to Mr. Hernandez coming back into the house, had Mr. Zuazo and your husband gone downstairs?
No.
All right. So was there a pause in after your husband and Mr. Zuazo go downstairs, then Mr. Hernandez, or were they all walking in a line?
They were walking in line.
Understood. Now, you testified that you did not hear anything out of the ordinary in the basement, correct?
Correct.
And you testified at some point in time, Mr. Hernandez came back upstairs, correct?
Correct.
Isn't it true that at that time he actually went to check the stove and the dryer with a meter?
No.
Isn't it true that, in fact, Mr. Hernandez was upstairs for a period of time, more than the seconds that you described, before Mr. Zuazo came up the stairs?
No.
So your testimony is that once Mr. Hernandez and once Mr. Zuazo were back upstairs, that is when Mr. Hernandez started asking you about jewelry or money, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Where was Mr. Zuazo during that line of questioning?
Behind Hernandez.
Okay. Now, I know that you had mentioned at some point in time during that conversation you asked where your husband was. Is that before or after you saw blood on Mr. Zuazo's clothing?
Before and after.
Okay. Now, you described that you were not necessarily given an answer of where your husband was, correct, at first. And then I believe your testimony was following that you were able to look at what Mr. Zuazo was wearing and you saw blood, correct?
Correct.
Can you describe that?
There was a stripe of red blood on his right side of his vest.
Okay. And at that point in time, I believe that you indicated that you let out a scream, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I see that you are wearing glasses today. Do you remember if you were wearing glasses during this time frame that we're talking about right now?
Yes.
Okay. You indicated that you were hit in the face. Were you wearing glasses at that time?
Yes.
Were your glasses pushed into your face?
Yes.
At some point in time, you testified that Mr. Hernandez walked you over to the kitchen table and then you sat down there, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall if he touches your arm to take you there?
Yes.
You then testified at some point in time that Mr. Hernandez took off your watch, correct?
Correct.
That was on your wrist?
Yes.
Obviously, he was close to you when he was doing that, correct?
Correct.
Were you watching him take your watch off?
Yes.
You then testified that he took your cell phone, is that correct?
Yes.
Where was your cell phone at the time?
On the table.
Was it close to you or far away?
Close to me.
Did you watch him as he took your cell phone and put it in his pocket?
Yes.
You then testified that Mr. Hernandez went through your purse. I believe you said he took your key and some cash, correct?
Correct.
How close was your purse to you?
Inches.
Did you watch him go into your purse?
Yes.
You testified that it was only Mr. Zuazo who went upstairs, and I believe you could hear things being thrown around. Is that correct?
Correct.
And your testimony was that Mr. Hernandez never went upstairs, correct?
Correct.
You testified that while all of that was going on upstairs, Mr. Hernandez was putting duct tape on your hands and feet, correct?
Correct.
I'm assuming he was pretty close to you since he was putting the tape on your body. Is that correct?
Correct.
Were you watching him as he put the duct tape on your hands and your ankles?
Yes.
Now, I know Mr. McCarthy went through some of this, but you have had multiple interviews with the police, fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. You've also, I'm sure, met with the prosecutors a number of times, correct?
Correct.
And you've previously testified in a court hearing, correct?
Correct.
Now, in all of those close interactions with Mr. Hernandez, you have never reported that you saw any blood on Mr. Hernandez, correct?
Correct.
There was some questioning about your husband having a gun. Do you remember that line of questioning from Mr. Petrofessa?
Correct.
Okay. You never saw that gun at any point after your husband went in the basement, correct?
Correct.
That gun was never pointed at you by either of the individuals that were in your house, correct?
Correct.
And again, you were never threatened with any weapons, correct?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Thank you, Judge. Just briefly, is it fair to say the events of October 11th, there was a lot of police involvement, a lot of the sheriff's office involved in having contact with you?
Yes.
How many deputies or detectives would you say you had contact with either on that day or overtime? Total, what would you guess?
4?
Okay. And how many of those 4 can you name?
None.
Okay. So they're kind of like you might have talked to some but not know the name of the people that you talked to. Is that fair?
Yes, I'm sure they told me the name, but I don't remember who was who.
Okay. When you gave your first statements to Detective Officer Haglin on that 2/12 on October 11th, did you describe the 2 individuals to him as one white or Hispanic male, tall and fat, very fat, possibly in his 40s, and one black male, average height, average weight? I believe he had a mustache or beard, possibly in his 30s. Is that how you first described him?
Correct.
Okay, and that was before any names were attached to him later on in the world when you learned of names Hernandez and Zuazo, is that correct?
Correct.
And on TV, they were also identified on the television that you would watch?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to try to be specific about this because you were asked several times by counsel about mostly covered versus uncovered. Are there different periods of time when you're dealing with Defendant Zuazo when his face covering is different, or does it remain the same throughout the entire interaction on the 11th?
No, when he comes up the stairs, it's different.
Okay, and before he was mostly covered, is that correct?
Yes.
And after he comes up the stairs, he's not covered?
Not completely.
Not completely covered. Was it enough for you to see his face?
Yes.
So let me ask you this one more step, which after defense counsel brought it, I just want to go one more step because there's a period of time after Defendant Zuazo is now up on the stairs, he's on your level, and then he goes to the upstairs area, correct?
Correct.
Then he returns and he comes back to your level, correct?
Correct.
And then both him and Defendant Hernandez try to put you in a closet, correct?
Correct.
And then they exit the building, your residence, right?
Correct.
Okay, now specifically, and take time to, I don't think you've ever been asked this, but take time to remember before you answer. In that final time when Defendant Zuazo comes down and they're trying to put you in that closet, how would you describe his face covering at that point in time?
He was covered.
He was back to being covered.
Yes.
You also identified the DTE truck. Could you tell us how it was that you were able to identify the DTE truck? How did you see it?
When upstairs by my master bedroom, by the banister, there's a window. And I could see through that window, I could see the truck in front of the house.
Okay, when you say you were upstairs, so we're talking about on the night of the 10th?
Yes.
Okay, on the day of the 11th, did you get a look at what type of vehicle was out there on the 11th?
Yes.
Okay, and how was it that you saw a vehicle on the 11th?
Through the door.
And let me just ask you, is there any doubt in your mind under oath that Defendant Hernandez was one of the 2 men that was there both on the 10th and the 11th?
No doubt.
Is there any doubt in your mind that Defendant Zuazo was one of the two men that was there both on the 10th and the 11th?
No doubt.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay, all right, thank you, Ms. Murray. You may step down. Watch your step as you step down. And, may Ms. Murray be excused?
I have no objection.
All right, she's otherwise excused, and being a victim, she's allowed to
Thank you,
remain within
Judge.
the courtroom.
She
That's
can,
understood.
she can attend the rest.
Yes.
Judge, people, I don't know if you were going to say something.